Okay, so welcome to the first stop on the press tour. Just over there to my right, we have the Energy Advice Zone, kindly sponsored by Osgrid. Actually, it's really easy to switch from a combustion car to an electric car. Honestly, take my word for it. You could do it here at the show if you haven't already done so. The home situation is a little bit more complicated because your homes are also very different, whether it's how they're insulated, where they're located, what size, etc. So actually here, the Energy Advice Zone is a really fantastic area where you can get bespoke individual advice about your property. The first stop real on the tour though is Farizon. I'm going to introduce Charles Lynn from Farizon, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what they are showing here today. Passenger cars is quite a big theme of this show, but as you can see, we now have commercial vehicles aplenty too. Good morning, Charles.
Good morning. Thank you very much for everyone for being here today. Being the first stop on the tour, there's a bit of pressure on us to try and impress. We have our vehicles here on display for the first time, public display in Australia. We have the H90 EV truck, 100% electric. This one here is an 8-ton version, short wheelbase, giving you 162 kilowatt-hour LFP CATL battery. Cargo van. Again, it's a very modern-looking vehicle, and it does also set benchmarks within the commercial van industry or the commercial van segment. We have features like seat heating and ventilation, heated steering wheel, 30 different active safety features. In fact, it won a Euro NCAP Platinum Award. It drives like an SUV. That's the feedback that we've been getting. There's nothing quite like it on the market. Please have a closer look at the vehicle.
We're here with test drive number 15, lucky last, save the best for last. Isn't that right, Adam?
That is right.
So this is a Farizon, so you pronounce it Horizon? Farizon, and it's made by Geely, so it's really Geely's commercial arm. And so this is a fully battery electric van. It can be converted to a camper van. It can be. Things are possible.
With some local support, we can do that.
Right. And what sets this one aside from other commercial vans is it's quite nice inside, which we'll see in a minute there. And do you know the basic stats in terms of the kilowatt-hour battery range and the power?
Yeah, you're looking at 83 kilowatt battery in there,
yeah,
and 376 kilometers range, WLTP.
Right, so 376 WLTP, and sorry again.
An 83 kilowatt battery.
83 kilowatt. And what about the power?
So you're looking at 140 on the kilowatts on the DC and 11 on the AC.
All right, so that's the charging.
140 kilowatts will give you 30 to 90% in about 25 minutes.
Right.
And then you're looking at 8 to 9 hours on the AC charging over.
Okay. Very good. Well, let's go inside and have a look at it. So it's basically a van that's like a car. So what are the selling points for it, Adam?
So key, I said, from you're straight into Apple CarPlay. You know, like you say, driving experience is it's like a car driving experience in there. Set up really comfortably, plenty of roof height there, nice armrest in there. Regenerative braking. You've got modes for that too. You've got eco mode, sports mode, and you can go through 3 different regen. So a little bit harder on number 3, but when you go back to number 1, very nice and soft. So kind of more like what people are experiencing if they haven't had an EV before. All your adaptive and active safety features are included. So, but we can try it out.
So it's very car-like. It's just
very
a van.
car-like experience.
All right, let's go. All right, so this is quite a widespread brand in China.
I'd say the biggest commercial brand under the Geely banner.
Right.
And has been around for quite some time, and quality build.
Do they make vans, just vans, or do they have like buses and other things like that?
Yeah, so they've got the complete range all the way from a mid-size van right up to line haul truck and bus in Australia. So you've got you have this one that you're in now, the SuperVan, and that one has the high roof and the standard roof.
Right.
And then you go into the cab chassis, which is also on the stand as well. So you've got the 4.5 ton and the 8 ton cab chassis, and then you move into buses and line haul. So in Australia, we're just looking at the van product and the cab chassis product.
Okay. And the cab chassis, you could put like a box truck on the back.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get this going because it's a bit warm.
Put your foot on the brake first. Yep, you're good to go. And then press the start button again. And then we'll get some cool air in. Yeah, I was going to say you can pull it down there. The drive column's on your right hand side there.
Yep.
And you can pop that down. And
so
then
we're going to just go around this way.
Yeah, so head over to straight ahead and then off to the left.
We're not going to
straight over here and over to the left, and we can exit out there.
Oh wow, it's got. So I was asking before about the kilowatts in terms of the power of the vehicle.
Oh, in terms of
like what's the power?
Power port.
Because it feels quite zippy.
It is, but I would have to look that up for you. Can I look that up for you?
Yeah. Are we going to activate the gate? Or?
No, go a little bit closer.
It's got Apple CarPlay.
And then it's got Carpet Link as well, so Android and Apple, whichever one you go, and that's how, if you want to log into them, that's how you get your maps and everything.
Yeah. I've not actually heard of Carpet Link before, so that's actually an Android-based way to link the phone to the infotainment.
Head left.
I've driven so many cars, I'm trying to remember which one. I just did that.
No, you're right. Yeah, so you're in drive already, and you got the left one. Beautiful.
I hit the wrong one.
And you'll see on the screen in front of you too while we're waiting, there's a 1 there. You're on the regenerative 1, okay?
Right. And how do you do that?
Just on the right-hand side, down there next to the gear shift. Yep, you'll have the one that looks like a round symbol.
Yes.
Yep, that one there. That one, we can change that to a 2 and a 3, so you just press it. So one to the right of that.
Oh yes, power regen, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. And you can change your mode to eco and sport. So you're in sport at the moment, which I love, but...
Automatically going...
Okay, that's right, off you go.
There we go. So this would be ideal for like tradespeople, wouldn't it?
Oh, amazing. Yeah, so in terms of the setup in the back, you're looking, this is a short wheelbase we're driving, so you're looking at just sub 7 cubic meters capacity in the back.
Right.
And then you've got a long wheelbase version as well, which is about 7 cubic meters.
Right.
And then the one with the higher, if you would have seen on stand, you're over 11 cubic meters on that.
All right.
Okay.
And the B pillar?
Yeah, and the B pillar when we enter the side here, so it's noticeably not on the side, but it is built in to the door.
Right.
Which really just, I mean, it's very clever. It allows for a bigger aperture on the side and easier access.
Yep.
At the moment we've got a, if you have a look back there, we've set up with a cargo barrier. And important with the cargo barrier is that we've got, it helps with the air conditioning and things like that when you've got the back space as well. So it's sealed. Head left. Sorry.
And for safety, obviously, if you're a tradesman and you're hauling stuff around, you don't want to come flying to the front.
Yep,
right?
100%.
But it could be taken out for if you wanted to convert it into a camper. It's interesting because then it doesn't seem to be. It would just be one hollow long thing, but this doesn't add any structural to the roof, does it? No, you don't.
Like it's purely there, like you said, from a safety point of view, and also to kind of give you more comfort from a air conditioning and heating point of view as well. You'll probably find when people do the camper vans, they build something there, but often they leave it open. They can do that, but it just puts a bit more pressure on the air conditioning and things like that. We'll head to the right over there at the end.
What about like how the servicing and how aftermarket, where does that go through? How does that work?
So at the moment, Jamil Motors, who's the importer, are looking to sign with some dealers in each of the East Coast regions. So you're looking at someone in Victoria, Sydney and Queensland at the moment. And we'll partner up with some dealers with some experience in commercial assets and electrification, and they'll be supporting the servicing side of our business.
Yeah, I mean there are people like My Car and stuff like that around that are, so it shouldn't, that can be over.
looking at all options, and yeah, just want to make sure we've got the support, because obviously from a commercial point of view, having the right support in the background, really important. Keeping people over, minimising downtime, and keeping people on the road and make sure they feel comfortable there.
So we can see here we're on 80% battery and it's saying 334 kilometres range. So that would have been based, I'm assuming, on the past driving, probably not on the freeway so much, but so yeah, I mean, for mostly for tradies working around town, it'd be unlikely to go more than 400 kilometres in a day driving around the city, so more than enough range. And then if you were to use it as a road tripping vehicle, if you were converted into a camper van, yeah, well, if you're going to do that, you're not really in a rush, are you? And there is plenty of charging, so as long as you can get from one charger to another, you should be right, really.
Yeah, and just be conscious too with driving habits. If you are doing a lot of distance on highways, don't expect to get as much regenerative, and you're probably on the lower end of what to expect. And then if you are, like you said, around the city and you're up and down on the regen, then generally speaking, you're going to maximise the range. I mean, we've had this out all day running this loop, and we've still got 330 kilometres in there, because it's a stop start, and we're and
you're doing the regen a bit.
Yeah, regen a bit.
And actually, it is quite zippy. So we've got it in sport mode. So there we've changed it to eco, and yeah, just there affects the sensitivity of the accelerator pedal. With it in sport mode, you push it down and it heads off quite a bit faster. So it's by no means a sluggish van. I think it would go quite nicely around, and it's got some physical buttons, which is nice. It's not all on the screen.
Yeah, I quite like that too, just from a heating and heating right over here too, sorry. Heating and cooling point of view, aircon, easy access, nice. Touch button, you don't have to dive into the screen for that as well. It's nice to have it separate, I agree. And you can have a look at the just like, it is very car-like inside. It has the nice, plush touches. It's not just all austere, and there's nice, the copper accents and things like that. Does it come in different colours, and you can? Yeah, we've got
there's a blue one.
There is a blue one. There is a green one, which we had on stand, and I believe there's a silver one as well.
Right.
Yeah, so quite nice.
So are these available for delivery? Have you got a date for when you want to start bringing them in?
Not yet. We're officially launching at the Melbourne Motor Show in about a month's time.
Right.
And then post that, when dealers are engaged and set up, that's when we'll go to market. Right. So it won't be too far, and I'd expect that we're, the April-May period is when we're aiming to make sure we've got some sales going.
All right.
So quite soon.
And so Jamil is the importer.
Yep.
And they were at the launch yesterday. They were talking about how they have other right-hand markets. I think South Africa and somewhere else that it's going to go to. So it's kind of like a global UK. Like I said, it is a global vehicle.
It is. We're looking to launch in, I think, simultaneously at the moment. We're in about 11 different markets.
Right.
Slight, like most the same product. Some take the cab chassis, some not. At the moment, Jamil's working quite hard in the background to launch it on a global platform.
Have you had much interest at the show in terms of people asking about it? And what is it really aimed? Is it aimed at tradespeople, like planners and things like that?
100%. The trade market is a big market for us. So the tradies, in terms of the configuration's perfect. We've got that vehicle to load capabilities. So
it does have vehicle to load, so you can run your drills and tools and things off it.
Yep. Which is one of the first in market to be able to do that from the factory. So it's a really important selling point.
That'd be great for camping too, because you could plug in everything
Very much.
So it's got all the ADAS and the sensitivity. So the alarm's going off because we kind of we're in a narrow stretch. So as the cars are squeezing past, it's letting us know that the cars are coming close. So it has all the ADAS and everything like that, right?
Correct, yeah.
Does it have adaptive cruise?
It does, and under your left hand there, under this one here, there's your adaptive cruise, and you can set that as you go.
Very nice.
So when you spoke about markets before, obviously really varied in terms of that. You spoke about, we look at, motorhomes being one, as a big player for us. I think from a last mile delivery point of view is another one. So that logistics space, refrigerated and dry freight. We'll look at everything, even you can. That's even with the cab chassis as well as the van. And then you look at maybe those service engineers. So very much, like you said before, with the vehicle to load, service engineers will like kind of keep things charged, work off their laptops, do things like that in the back as well. So there is a broad spectrum of how we can do that and how we can look after them.
So yeah, like in America, they've got new different like Bright Drop vans and Rivian vans. We don't really have electric vans too much in Australia. We've got the Peugeot e-Partner, and I don't even know if the Ford, what's the Ford van? It's a very common van. Transit van. Do we get the Ford Transit electric in Australia? I'm not sure if we do.
I think it's coming very soon.
I mean, as important it is for normal drivers, just drivers, it's also important for commercial people to go electric too, right? So, and for them to have options to choose from.
I think so too. Yeah, and I think it's going to be a big benefit. Carbon neutrality, whether or not you're in a small to medium enterprise or you're looking at some of the bigger fleets in market. I think everyone's looking at it now in terms of how we can support the environment and electric vehicles can play a big part of that.
And also it makes economic sense, doesn't it? Because you're not buying petrol, and so you drive it, do your work during the day, plug it in at the workshop, and you're ready to go in the morning, and it doesn't cost you anything. So the electric vehicles are actually cheaper than petrol cars in the long run, which people don't often realise. You pay a bit more up front, but you recoup that cost in the end. Have you set the pricing for it yet?
Pricing will be set and released at the Melbourne Motor Show. Okay. But we are looking to be very competitive.
I mean, it's got quite a big battery in it, and so yeah, it's you get what you pay for, really, isn't it? So it's not. Your average tradie would be quite comfortable in this, and
I think you get more than what you pay for here, don't you?
There you go. It has. Are we going straight?
Head to the right.
Got.
Yep, right around here. Yeah,
zoom through the yellow light there with plenty of power, even though we're on eco mode. Sorry, I interrupted. We were saying.
Yeah, so it's got a lot of the active safety features as well as some passive ones as well, but most of those ones, like you spoke about before, in terms of active cruise control and things like that, really important that we have that now. I think it's a really important safety feature that is standard across the board.
It has a 360 camera, and I think you said with the cab chassis truck, that's one of the first to actually have a 360 camera.
Yeah, from that point of view, it's amazing, isn't it? So to have that, and this in the van, I think is now. We're going to go into the left-hand lane and do a left-hand turn in a second. Behind, just in front of where. No, you're right. Up here a bit further, where that guy's turning in. Beautiful.
Are we going to cut in?
Yeah, we'll go in the back. Perfect. No, in there. Follow him. Yeah. So the bird's eye view of the van, especially when you're in a large vehicle, is even more important. And that's the just the speedo, because I think we're down to
it's only 10 kilometres. 10 kilometres an hour, so I was doing 16. So yeah, it lets you know when you're going over. All right, but yeah, so I'm surprised that you don't get 360 cameras on trucks, because they're such hard things to back up.
Yeah, and I think it's been a lot of it because you have that's okay. Is because you tend on a truck, you put a box on the back, right? But now the cameras are good enough to be able to kind of have those wide angle views, to be able to look right down the side and still give you that 360 positioning.
Right. Yeah.
And same with these. Like now, it's just such an important thing. And just from a safety point of view, in terms of pedestrians, as well as, and just behind this gold one here. And maybe when we pull up, we'll just pop it into reverse to have a look at that reverse camera.
Yeah, I also wanted to get a picture of me with it, so I won't go right up to the...
So pop it into reverse, and you'll be able to have a look here.
Oh, yeah,
like
there you
the
go.
clarity is really good.
Yep.
And if you flick through the side here, we can clip that, and you get the
right,
side view to see how low you are.
Yep.
And you can adjust it as you go, and you've got front and back.
My
It's really
Polestar doesn't do that.
really nice from, you know, and clarity is important, and I think it gives you that beautiful bird's eye view.
Magnificent.
I'm gonna stop.
Well, thanks for taking me on the drive, Adam. I really appreciate it.
Hope you enjoyed it.
It was a good one to finish on because, you know, obviously cars are cars, but to actually drive something a bit different that's a van, it's definitely nice to do. So, and yeah, part of me dreams of getting a camper van and just driving off and living in there, you know.
We'll watch this space, and I'll make sure I'll let you know when I'm set up.
All right, there's lots ahead on the horizon, as they say.
Yeah, I love it. Well done.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
No worries. All right, so we're having a look at the back, and look at that amount of space. Huge amount of space. There we go. So that's the divider. And it does have a bit of a a window in there, so you can see through the back. And tie downs. Yep.
And the 270-degree doors, behind doors.
Oh, yep. So they open right up. Very cool. And then the sliding door on that side there. Yep.
Open the other side.
There we go.
And what I mentioned to you about just mind about the B pillar. There is no B pillar here.
Right.
It sits in the door.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, because this is not structural at all.
Correct.
It's just there for the safety, like the safety to stop flying stuff through, and also to contain the cabin, which helps for the climate, and you're not trying to heat and cool the whole box.
And a large aperture between here and here, comfortable exiting in and out on either the rear or the side.
Right.
So.
And it's got a quite nice looking design up the front. And the front logo lights up. They're saying it's pretty cool that having the logo lit up like that.
Is it lit up now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have left the lights on maybe.
No, I haven't locked it off yet, so...
Yeah. It looks good, doesn't it? That's the design of it. It looks very modern. Very nice. Oh, well, thanks, Adam. Good luck. I hope you sell a ton.
We will.
All right.